I wish in many cases I was an attractive woman, because then we'd probably already have 0 point energy disclosure. I would have, like, if I was an attractive woman, this is actually important. We might want to clip this. Really important and very serious. If I was an attractive woman, I would, every single time I'm streaming, I would always have my, whatever shirt I'm wearing would show whatever part of my breast. Absolutely every single time, so you can see the top of it. No question, no doubt. And I would have an OnlyFans on the side, and OnlyFans would just be to generate money to use to, like, fund experiments that can convincingly show people that we can extract 0 point energy. Let's think, what would my OnlyFans name be? Probably ZPE Queen. ZPE Queen, basically, would be something, would be what it is. It's actually a tragedy that I was born a man and that I don't have that blessing. Plus, just look at it this way. If I was an attractive woman, there would be like 10 times the number of people watching. And it wouldn't even matter what I say. I could just say any random shit. I could just be like, what do they call it? ASMR or something? And then there would be all these people watching. And then I could just be like, and by the way, the Casimir effect also lets us extract 0 point energy from the quantum vacuum. And people would be donating like crazy. It would just be like subliminally going into people's minds. Chat, we have to do this on hard mode, no cheats. Actually crazy being a man. Makes it practically impossible to disclose anything out there. Women do not realize how easy they have it. If I just have to be honest. Not to get too political. What's going on is that the slow drip disclosure is to prevent us and avoid us from talking about free energy, 0 point energy, warp drives, wormholes, anything that can be produced with essentially an unlimited amount of energy. Or more scientifically speaking, because I want to be scientifically specific here for the people that might try to debunk or question any of this. What we're really talking about is the ability to amplify energy and the ability to reduce the energy requirement for something like bending space-time, which is what we're talking about with warp drives and wormholes. So amplification of energy and reduction of the energy requirements. And how can you pull that off? Equation 7, 8, and 9 of Salvatore Pais's fusion patent speak to energy amplification through an increased frequency or vibration. And with respect to reducing the energy requirement, you would manipulate the permittivity of space-time itself. Then you can change the speed of light. So changing the permittivity of space-time, realizing that space-time and the permittivity of space-time is not constant. Those are the ways. Okay. Now, so they have basically been slow dripping us to make us ignore that fact, ignore that reality about the universe, because this is a discovery, not an invention. And the egg on everybody's face, when this is all said and done, is going to be that we didn't recognize a property of the universe. I'm going to repeat that because it's important. The egg on everyone's face is going to be that we collectively as a society, academics, everybody, we didn't realize there's a whole property of the universe, this idea of 0 point energy. We just ignored it like a bunch of primitive idiots. Worse, we acted egotistical about it and saying how it's not real and stuff like that, even though it absolutely is. That's going to be the egg on the face at the end of the day about this whole phenomenon. So that's essentially what we're facing in terms of trying to get the truth out. Now, couldn't aliens be real? This is the real PSYOP, psychological operation, for people who are not familiar with the acronym or whatever they call it. The PSYOP here is that aliens can actually 100% be real. No problem. This is why if Trump comes out and says aliens are real, you just took away the number one psyop being used to hide disclosure. Think about that. Because what their plan is they want to blame all the evil stuff that they've done. They want to brush that under the rug. Hold on, let me see if I can get my good. I'm going to do real life emojis for you. They want to brush all that evil stuff. They're going to brush that stuff under the rug, chat. They're brushing the evil shit under the rug. They're saying, that's just, don't worry about, that's aliens. Aliens did all that. Because the moment we got this alien technology, you know we did some evil shit with it. You know we did some evil shit. Guys, watch any movie out there ever where any human being gets access to unlimited power. Look at Lord of the Rings, for example. The power corrupts every single time. The power corrupts every single time. So, of course, we did some evil shit with it. So maybe we got it from aliens. Great. Who cares, right? But whatever. Maybe we got it from ancient humans that broke off and lived another life. Whatever. Again, I don't care. Maybe we got it from the rock people that live underground in caves, or we got it from some ocean squid people that live in some bubbles under the water or whatever. Again, whatever. Who cares? End of the day, doesn't really matter. That's why, hopefully, once again, Trump should just come out and say aliens are real, because then that card's off the table. You can't blame aliens anymore. Because now it's like, okay, well, what is the status of us reverse engineering this technology, the alien technology? The next logical question is, where's the alien technology? How are we doing that? Reverse engineering it. And hey, by the way, like which country out of all the countries out there has the most alien technology? Well, if I had to guess, chat, wild guess, I'm going to go ahead and say the United States government probably has the most alien technology. It wouldn't surprise me if we were just stealing alien technology from like third world countries, or countries like Brazil, and we were like, hey, some alien technology is here. We're just going to take that. That's our technology now. Sorry, Ecuador. That was nice for you to have that, but now we're going to have that. Or if there's ancient history, ancient ruins and things like that, and we found it there, wouldn't surprise me at all if we stole that. Or look at Diego Garcia. What if there is like a buried craft in that mountain ridge where Diego Garcia is built on? Like, what if they found something underground there? And then they built a whole base around it. And they were like, yeah, we're going to steal this land from the Mauritius and kill all their pets and all the animals and displace like 3,000 people so that we can build a base here. Oh, that actually happened. That is the literal story of Diego Garcia, like quite literally. So, point being, chat, we want to be asking the smart questions, because here's the truth. Is the U.S. government ever going to admit that they have this pile of trash of stuff that they've done to hide this alien technology? And the reason why, just real quick, why am I calling it alien technology? Because it sounds fucking awesome, chat. It sounds awesome. Alien technology. I mean, that's what it is to most people. We're talking about, when you start talking about some orbs that can float around in the sky and just move around in triangle formations and shit like that, that's alien technology, man. That's alien technology. Let's just keep it simple. Even if we have it, even if we're building that, which is what I'm literally saying, like that's all, we've figured that out. That's still alien technology to me. You got any stuff that can move around like that? That's alien technology. Which honestly, I know I'm going on a long rant here, but I've got to go on an even longer one. I'm doubling down. I'm playing my double down card, chat, and I swear we'll get to those super chats. But man, when I watched this video, I was thinking about this a lot. It's really got me bugging out on AI. Like, chat, that's probably the next subclass that this investigation is going to move into, is like AI. Like, people call me plasma expert. Like, I'm going to become an AI expert. Because when I'm looking at these orbs, this got to be AI. And it's not normal AI. Like, this has got to be AGI. I'm going to go full screen for you guys and just talk over it. look at the way the orbs are moving. Like right here, this is the part I got to point out to you. And I like basically like dreamt about telling you guys about this. The orbs are already in a triangle formation. Look at this. The way the orbs are lined up right here in this shot right here, the orbs are already in a triangle formation, but there's only 2 orbs. How in the hell are they doing that? How are they doing that? You can make me understand. I can understand how 3 orbs can be locked in a triangle, but with the 3rd orb isn't even there yet. And then the 3rd orb shows up and it just like goes into the location where the 3rd orb needs to be. Like, look at how it slides in. That part right there is the part where I can't stop thinking about that part. A lot of people, if you haven't watched this video enough, like, you probably don't see all these small details, but once you realize these videos are real and you really start going to the small details, it's stuff like this right here that keeps you up at night. Because you're like, how is it doing that? The only way I can imagine this being possible in my mind, just imagining what it would take to pull this off, is that they've already got the 3 orbs are basically locked in virtually in some kind of computer like simulation, essentially, that is of what's actually happening in the real world. And they are like able to run this program of running around the plane in real time. And the way they're moving around this plane, no chance it's just coincidental. Like, it's clearly got purpose. And when people showed me that it's forming a sphere around the plane, that's when I went, okay, we're in full-on like contact territory here, chat. Full-on contact territory. So anyway, I just had to point that out because, like, this is the other big rub. This video might not just be free energy. And I kept thinking, like, what's bigger? This might be AGI as well. We might be just straight up staring at AGI. If you don't know what AGI means, it means Advanced General Intelligence. It's a fancy way of saying sentient AI. We might be looking at sentient AI here, where it's reached the point where, like, you can't distinguish anymore between a human. Because here's the thing, guys. Like, it may not look that impressive when you look at it at a video like this from this far away and what have you, like, but the way these orbs are able to move in 3-dimensional space around an airplane like this is actually insane. Even just modeling this in 3-dimensional space would be very difficult. And the reason being is that the orb's movements is clearly has a purpose. It's not just some random movements. So trying to model this, like, is actually really difficult. It'd be one thing to say, hey, go make a 3D model of just some, orbs just spinning around the plane in a random direction. It's another one to make it where it's like, when you look at it, you're like, am I looking at like something that's alive? It looks like you're looking at something that's alive. That's a good way to explain it, right? It looks like you're looking at something that's alive. Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. The 3rd orb part, though, I got to look at it again because it just trips me out every time. And by the way, guys, the 2nd orb here actually comes up right there. You can see it coming up from the water. I'll pause it right there. So if you can't see the 2nd orb right now, you need to pay closer attention here to the next 3 frames. It comes up from the water underneath where the plane is at right now, and then shoots up right past this cloud. People wondered whether or not it went through the cloud, but I don't think it does. I'll go back like 2 seconds. So look like right under where the plane is, and you can faintly see the orb. 2nd orb comes like out of the water. But this part right here where the orbs are already moving in a triangle when there's only 2 of them, like right there, you look at the orbs moving in a triangle right there. That part bugs me out, and it'll keep me up at night. It'll keep me up at night. The rest of this is like, okay, well, anyway, so. But this is the part where, what are we talking about then? AI, free energy, and then whatever happens here at the end. If it's annihilation or wormhole, I'm not really, I don't have any bias in any of this, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I don't really care what the answer of what it is, but wormhole, if it's teleportation or annihilation. I mean, if we can annihilate a Boeing 777, I'm not sure which is more impressive Teleportation is also really damn impressive, but both are basically just like physics breaking from the perspective of academia. Oh, yeah. I don't know if some people somehow don't know what that video was. That was the MH370, Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, disappearing out of space time. And by the way, just mainstream media has ignored it for a year and a half, despite the fact that I've got like 500 million impressions in the same period of time. It's crazy, man. So, yeah, it's definitely real. The fact that people are so desperate to make people ignore it and not talk about it is real. So yes, when people say there are UFOs out there flying around. The only question is, how advanced are they, and what is the nature of them? Did we build them? Are they from somewhere else? What have you? That's the truth.